comes up and the lights go down. What was this? Hey, how are you? What'd you do? What happened? Student ID. Do not give an ID because that what that is. Man, this is that'll get you. Yeah, y'all should know better by now. Y'all walk by this corner every year. She's out for y'all. She wants to get you. And you should have your ID on. I don't know, like, we shouldn't have this, but it helps me because without my ID, I can't get in the building. So it's like it makes you bring it because I have to have it to get in the building. Otherwise, I have to walk around to the front, and then Miss Mercer really yells at me. Yeah, maybe that would help, but then I don't know. So, anyways, the assignment today pretty easy. 2 questions. I did want to go over one thing because I feel like I answered the 3 questions yesterday. But the reading is assigned, so make sure you're using the reading to help you answer the questions. The first one says list the 3 types of forces that can change pre-existing rock in a metamorphic rock. And I think I talked about those 3 pretty thoroughly yesterday. They are in the very first paragraph and are the titles of the first 3 sections. So that should help you get to that one. Now, the second part of that question is what I really wanted to go over, if I can pull that back up, is describe the changes that can occur within rock when these forces are applied and how these forces can cause these change. So you obviously got to list all 3. I would give me like 3 numbers. With that list and with each number, just kind of do that description all as one little thing. So like the first one, well, let's just go ahead and say it out loud. The 3 things that cause metamorphic rocks are what? What are the 3 things I talked about yesterday that can make a metamorphic rock?
Temperature, pressure, and loss of fluid, right?
Yeah. Temperature, pressure, and some sort of fluid interaction. Like water's nearby, it's going to change the chemistry of what's going on. So temperature, pressure, and addition of fluids. And so if you scroll down here, I think this is what's going to tell you. So I would have like number 1, increased temperature. And then I want to put a little dash and tell me what happens to the minerals when you increase temperature. Let me go back and see exactly how they worded this. Describe the changes that can occur within the rock when these forces are applied. Explain how these forces cause each change. And so what I'm looking at with heat is it said it can speed up the chemical reactions and cause atoms to move within the rock, causing a newer, often denser arrangement of atoms. Because minerals are defined partly by the internal arrangement, changes the arrangement, result in new minerals. Increasing the temperature can also dry fluids such as water, oxygen, carbon dioxide out of the rocks, blah, 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 blah. Because of the change in chemical composition of the rock, the new minerals are formed. Too high to melt. I think that's all they say. So I'm thinking, just to make it simple, it's going to be one of these first sentences here. So number 1, increased temperature. Put a dash and say increased temperature can cause the chemical changes in a rock that change the rock's mineral composition. And so that's pretty simple to put it that way. What?
I put a speed up chemical reaction that cause atoms to move around within the rock.
Yeah, that's fine. Either one of these first 2 sentences should be perfectly fine.
That's for part 2, the first question?
Well, you're kind of answering both at the same time because you said increased temperature, so that's part 1, and then you described increased temperature, so that's part 2. You just need to do it for all 3. You do one for increased temperature, do one for increased pressure, and do one for additional loss of fluids. And so use these paragraphs to kind of help you answer that second part of that question, which is what's actually happening inside the rock. And then question number 2, how does metamorphism happen? List the 2 major types of metamorphism. And so they talk about down here your 2 major types of metamorphic rock, which are foliated and non-foliated. So we talked about foliated yesterday. Remember, foliated, like foliage or portfolio, you see flat layers. There's going to be flat layers that are visible. Non-foliated doesn't have any flat layers that you see, no stripes or color changes. It's just a rock. It just looks like a rock. And then what was the second part of that question? List the two major types of metamorphism. Describe the rock cycle processes that drive each type. And so they have little subchapters or subparagraphs down here that are going to tell you about what happens with foliated rocks and what happens with non-foliated rocks. Specifically, what you're looking for in order to make a rock that has a bunch of flat stuff, it's got to be squeezed in that direction to make everything kind of be flat that way. So foliated rocks are going to have some sort of pressure that causes everything to be parallel, where your non-foliated rocks are not going to have that pressure. So use the reading. If you would like a little bit better, more thorough explanation, just raise your hand and let me know. I'll see if I can figure out a better way to explain it. But this one should be relatively short and easy. Make sure you get all your answers in and click submit. A lot of times I'll see people, I mean, I know you probably didn't do the assignment, but I'll see people at least opened it up and it says in progress, but you never submitted it, and so I don't have anything to grade. So make sure you're hitting submit at the end. And if anybody's at home, I guess Juan's still at home, so if you, and Julian, Juan or Julian are watching this video, send me an email if you need help. And the class says hi, I guess, or maybe they don't want y'all to come back. I don't know y'all's business. Have a nice day.